Hi, I'm Elliot Ping and I'm in cohort 15 at the Guild Hall. Today is January 27th, 2011. I'm going to go over the SVN Setup process in order to get it working with UDK. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm actually just going to create a fake repository on a local drive and work with that, pretending it's actually over the network, as is likely the case for a lot of you. If you don't yet have Tortoise SVN for Windows, I would go get it now because it's one of the best SVN tools for Windows. Just go over to tortoisesvn.net/downloads.html, and then that'll lead you to this download page, and you can choose between the 32 and 64-bit editions, and just get the right one for your needs. And after you've downloaded and installed it, you can see Tortoise SVN in action by right-clicking in Windows Explorer, and you can see the context menu for Tortoise SVN pop up here. After you've installed it, the first thing you want to do now is create a repository somewhere, which again, it could be on a network drive, it could be anywhere else, but I'm going to create it on my local C drive. And I'm going to call it repository. Okay, so next I go into repository, I right click in the folder, I go to Tortoise SVN and create repository here. And it creates it really fast on a local drive. The next thing I want to do is go to my UDK installation directory over here and copy the development and the UDK game folders into a new temporary folder. Now for this video, I've already done that into a folder called UDK temp because it's a sizable copy, and then did not want to waste the time on the video to do that. So now that you have the two folders, your copied folders, you should go into development, delete flash, go into UDK game, you should delete autosaves, build, cooked PC, and logs. This is just setting up your temporary directory in order to merge it with the actual repository. Now, after that, you go back to UDK game and content. Delete everything in content, all those assets that come with UDK. We're going to delete them all. So here we go. Deleted. And instead, we're going to create our own folders. We're going to call them something like maps and packages, or whatever you really want to organize your own assets. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so next, it also would be a good idea to say create an assets folder in the root or the base of your temp directory, so that your artists and your level designers can put all their assets into a single folder before they get imported into UDK as a package. You can create your own extra folders, say like, I don't know, models, textures, sound, etc. But we're just going to leave it like this for now. And after you've done all this, in the base of the temp directory, you'll right click again, go to Tortoise SVN and import. And here you want to enter the URL of your repository that we created earlier. And again, for me, it's on my C drive, which for a local directory, you actually need triple slashes, file://c:/repository. But on a network drive, you will replace this portion of it, the /c:/repository version, with the address on the network of the actual repository. But once you have that in, just hit OK. And what this does is merge all of these folders into your repository. Now, in the meantime, we're going to set up our working directory. Go back to your UDK directory, and we are going to delete development folder first. Yep, delete all the development folder. And then we're going to go into UDK game, and we're going to delete the config, localization, movie, script, splash, and flash folder. So again, the config, flash, localization, movie, script, and splash folders we will delete from the UDK game folder of your actual working directory. So delete those. It's not good. There we go. We're back. Oh, it's actually finished adding everything to the repository. My screen went a little bit funky there for a second. Okay, so once that's done, we can go back to the root of our working directory of UDK, and then we'll right-click, go to Tortoise SVN, and SVN checkout actually. Again, this URL of your repository should match the URL of your repository, which in my case, again, it's C repository. And the checkout directory should be this working directory UDK 2010-12. So not this extra thing that Tortoise SVN likes to depend at the end, that repository part. So we're going to check out into this directory. And it's going to give you a warning that's not empty, which it isn't, but that's okay. You can say yes anyways. And watch it add stuff to your working directory. Now, for example, let's say you wanted to ignore a bunch of files, which in our case, we know we don't want to include in the binaries. You just right-click on any of those folders that you want to ignore, go to Tortoise SVN, just add to ignore list, and add that folder to the ignore list. Well, I guess I have to wait actually till it looks like until my SVN checkout is done. So we'll wait a second to do that. But it's just as simple as that. It's adding, adding, adding. It's almost there. As you can see so far though, and now that's done, certain folders are in green, which are the folders that we imported into the repository earlier, which are the folders that we know we're going to work with. And you can get started by creating your own projects into development/source. And going back to root again, what I was saying earlier was that you could actually right-click on a folder, go to Tortoise SVN, add it to ignore list. This means that when you try to go to commit it, it actually will ignore that binaries folder, which is useful because you don't want to commit a lot of, say, large executable files to your repository because those do not need to be version controlled. Anyways, I hope this tutorial was useful in helping you figure out how to set up SVN specifically for UDK.